Hello and welcome to episode 63 of the DaebakCast. This will be a different episode this week. Andrew's out sick, so he won't be here for the next 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks.
So this week and next week.
Next
week's
week,
special, you'll find out.
Yeah, it should be special. We're not going to say what.
Yep.
Unless something goes horribly wrong, it should be a special episode.
We'll have a special guest. You'll find out who. Anyways, that's next week. Andrew's not here this week, but as always, we are a weekly podcast where the usually three of us, this week two of us, come together each week to talk about K-pop and what's current in the industry.
Or what's not.
Yeah, or
not
what's
current
not
at all.
Yeah, this week is special as well, I guess. Special in the way that it's different. Anyways, as always, I'm joined by Nate.
Yep. So I don't have any lyrics this week because it's special, and we've said special like 800 times.
Yeah.
So if you couldn't tell, with the fact that we haven't put up any YouTube videos at all this week, and this is going up on Friday, as a full episode only, we decided since Andrew's not here, we'll just do like a short conversational thing.
Yeah.
So I guess we could, no blow note.
No blow
Still
no blow note.
So we're gonna start off with what would have been my topic because it would have been short.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just like a viewer appreciation topic.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna read our 4 iTunes reviews because remember we need you guys to review us on iTunes so that we like show up in searches and stuff, and get like more popular because that's important.
Spread the fan base.
Exactly.
Spread
the love.
Yep. We definitely appreciate you guys when you do that. And
yep.
Yeah, I mean we're still small, but we still wouldn't be even the size we are if it weren't for people everybody always
everybody. If it weren't for everybody in the world. I just wanted to read our 4 iTunes reviews, and just we'll talk about each of them if there are things to discuss. So, going way back to July 31st, 2017, an early one before we told people to even do this. Min Suga Kuki, which is surprising because we don't really talk about BTS a lot, left us a review saying, "I like this podcast a lot. Keep up the good work. Can't wait to hear more." So
we
thank you.
definitely will. I don't think we've taken a break yet, right? Other than the apocalypse.
Other than the apocalypse, yeah. This would have been our first break if we decided to not do anything and take a break with Andrew.
Yeah.
But I figured we should put something out.
Yep.
So no, we put out something every week. Next we have December 19th, 2017. We have Lone Wolf Howling, which I believe is Rob. From
Chang.
YouTube.
Yep,
from YouTube. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is him. He says, I've been listening to DaebakCast since the first episode. I think these guys really deserve a lot more exposure than they've been getting. Do album reviews, latest releases reviews, special topics related to K-pop. The 3 hosts feel like college buddies you can sit down and talk K-pop with, and they cover a pretty wide range, including K&D music, which many K-pop podcasts and YouTube channels don't. The bantering is fun, and they're nice guys even when they're being opinionated, which we're a lot. They are also such big fanboys and love K-pop so much that it's infectious, as opposed to some podcasts that can feel like the hosts are jaded. If you're the kind of K-pop fan who is constantly in a state of bliss due to new releases blowing you away and are dying to share that bliss with others, then this is a perfect podcast for you, because these guys genuinely love the songs and discuss why they love each of the newly released songs and albums, getting into the melody, arrangement, production, vocals, MV, group dynamics, etc. For the most part, they keep it on topic, and when they veer into non-K-pop topics, it's usually short, such as sports, gaming, and whatnot. I used to write them and bug them about putting timestamps in the video podcast descriptions so listeners can skip to the topics they're interested in. They've gotten a lot better at that. I've also written to them a couple times with advice on how to make audio quality better, using compression and limiting audio effects to even out the volume of the 3 hosts so it's easier to listen to, instead of one person sounding way too loud but the other is too quiet. They've improved in that area too. Overall, this is one of the must-listen K-pop podcasts for me, and I almost never skip episodes unless the entire episode is about a topic I have no interest in. For example, I'm into girl group soloists and listen to very little male K-pop, so if they do an entire episode on a boy group I don't listen to, I would skip the episode. So yeah, there's a lot in there. Obviously, if you're listening to us, I assume if you're listening to this episode, you probably heard us before, and you could probably agree with them, because I agree with them, especially the part about us just being super fanboy and just happy all the time, at least for me. Andrew's jaded, but
me and Nate tend to love literally everything. You'll see from the main topic of this episode.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just, whatever. It's even if it's bad, it's just like meh. Yeah. Very few things make me actually disappointed. I'm very easy to please.
DDD was a good song,
except that one. That one was not. That's one thing that's one of the very few things we disagree upon, is that song. So yeah, thanks, Lone Wolf following.
Definitely, especially for the like advice on how to like improve quality and stuff like that. It really helps
sound
a
quality
lot.
And stuff.
Because there's certain things like we really don't have any idea with. Like I know for me, like my sound quality still isn't as good as it should be, because
considering you have the best equipment.
Yeah, I have the best equipment, but I have the worst environment.
Yeah, you have a tiny corner.
Yeah, I have a tiny corner. The vent's right above me. I have a door right behind me with people talking always. And it's not ideal, but yeah, hopefully I'm hoping that's solved next year. Yeah. I'm going for an apartment, so I shouldn't have to deal with hallway noise or anything. And
no, you still deal with that in apartments, but if you're in a room away from the apartment hallway, you'll be fine.
Well, there's only
unless it's outside doors.
There's only 4 people per apartment.
No, I mean like the apartment. To get into your apartment, you go through a hall, right? They're townhouses. Okay, townhouses. Yeah, okay. Townhouses are great. That's what we did in college.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that brings up a good point. If you guys are leaving us reviews, leave us like criticisms that we construct. If there's something you want us to improve that's within our power, we'll definitely do it.
I mean that, and as much as we'd like, typically like positive reviews, like this review is a 4 stars. I like that they were honest with that. Like I think that it's really important for the rating to reflect what the users actually think about us, so that if we have a high rating, it's because our podcast is really good.
Yeah, not because you guys we tell you to give us reviews and you think you should give us 5 stars.
Yeah, exactly.
Only give us 5 stars if you think we're a 5-star podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously we want 5 stars, and if you give us a horrible review, try to make it constructive and we'll try to fix it, and hopefully you can change that review.
Yep.
But don't just give us only positive stuff. If you have something that you want us to fix, we'll definitely try.
Yep.
Moving on to January 9th, 2018. So as you can see, the first one was a long time ago. These other 3 are like recent, so it's obvious that our asking for reviews is helping. So we have Best Beating Heart, who I like the title of their review is It's a Review. I like that.
Reference to It's a Ballad.
Yep. So they said, I'm much more critical music consumer, so my ratings basically never match up to theirs. I don't mind though, since they're such girl group stans, I'd rather they love everything than have to hear another lie about how all girl groups are this gross, they said, are the same. I appreciate that they really cross the spectrum. They go through almost every release throughout the year, from the big 3 to the most unknown of new goos, and varying across all genres. You get a much more accurate big picture of K-pop. Considering it's easy for international K-pop fans to focus on their popular international favorites, when domestic popularity holds its own importance. The second thing I like the most about the podcast is the difference in the guys themselves. There's Jacob, a white 18-year-old college student from the Northeast, I believe, that's basically grown up with K-pop in the last decade. God, that scares me.
Pretty much.
Grown up.
Although I'm 19 now.
Yeah, but when they wrote this, were you?
No, but they didn't know about my birthday.
Yeah,
so.
Yeah, exactly.
I was 18 when we started.
Yeah. He's planning to study abroad in South Korea and attends Korean club at school.
Yep.
He actually helps run it now.
Yeah, I'm now the vice president of it.
Andrew, a 24-year-old, I believe, Filipino-Chinese identifying design artist from New Jersey, New York. It's been following K-pop since EXO's pre-debut. And Nate, also white, older than Andrew, studied abroad in South Korea in the past, and has been following K-pop for even longer. Forgive me, Nate, are you an engineer? He does something with computers, I think. I am a software developer, so you were correct about the second thing. And then technically you could be correct about the first
Software
one,
engineer.
because I'm a software engineer, but that's like, it's not an engineer in the traditional sense of the word. That's all to say. It's cool to see the small differences and similarities overlap, which make for a more interesting commentary. It's the kind of mix that it would have taken a lot of work to happen intentionally, I think. So to hear the natural flows of their conversation is the best part of the podcast. If you're new to K-pop, this can be a great crash course if you're willing to ride out not knowing what the hell is going on. If you're less new, I'm sure you'll find it enjoyable to hear people that are more knowledgeable than surface level or Gangnam Style to BTS being considered all there is to tell about our ever-growing K-pop world. Looking forward to spending another year with DaebakCast, and we'll definitely be first in line to buy your official It's a Ballad t-shirt whenever merch store is set up.
Yes.
Which will hopefully happen.
We gotta get that going eventually, because I really would like to start like a, I don't know, almost like a truly Daebak like clothing brand, like it's just K-pop clothing.
But like not the garbage
like,
stuff all K-pop puts out.
Yeah, like
the cringy stuff.
Not just like DaebakCast merch, more like, you know,
like
something that any K-pop fan could buy.
Yeah, K-pop fan would buy, but it's not like the cheesy, crappy stuff. It's just like
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like this review. You know, it sort of gives the reader, I guess, a you know, an overview of like who we are, I guess. And I like that they point out something that I never really realized, is that like all three of us come from very different like backgrounds and whatnot. Like even like geographic locations. Like I'm from the middle of nowhere, you're from the suburbs, and Andrew's from the city. Like it's a big difference there, and you know, we're from three very different places around the country, different places in life, like all sorts of different things like that.
Like I'm old.
Yeah. And that I am apparently wasn't alive for anything that happened in the 90s. So,
nope. Not at all.
I was born in 1998. And reruns exist.
That doesn't count.
Reruns exist. So anyways,
I like this review.
Yeah, I did as well. I just also
like I just realized we're reviewing our reviews.
Yeah,
we're like, I like this review. This review is really well written.
We're telling our fans how much we appreciate them. It's fine.
I know. It's just funny that we're approaching it like we're reviewing an album. We're like, I like this one a lot. This one
I think it's just podcast mode is now review mode.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Anyways, I guess we should just continue with this. It's just like they
pointed out some good stuff.
Like, I don't know, the appeal is like, you know, just you know, we know a lot more than surface level, to the point where like there'd be like somebody who doesn't know anything about K-pop and just looks at it as like, geez, these guys are
they're gonna be jumping
obsessed
into the deep end. Yep. Which we've confirmed with Caleb in our chat.
Yep. He's just like, geez, you guys are deeper than the rabbit hole.
Yep.
But anyways, thanks for this review. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know. It's hard for me to thank people. I guess it's weird. I
agree. That's like one of the things I hear that like makes me the most proud of, like that I hear a lot about from our reviews and like from our fans, is just the fact that the fact that we are so deep into it, like that we're that dedicated and we know like that much. I think a lot of fans appreciate, because like they said, we're more knowledgeable than surface level or like Gangnam Style to BTS.
I mean, like, I feel we're even more knowledgeable than like people who are like fully in though. Like Cooper, for example, he knows a ton, but we still probably know like twice as much.
Oh yeah, exactly, yeah. But I think like I'm proud of that. Like, it's just it gives us an edge, I think, and like compared to other K-pop podcasts. Yeah. And finally, we have March 9th, 2018, so very recent, 20 days ago, from Tour Pants, who is Victoria Prasad on YouTube. She's commented and stuff. She said, Andrew, Jacob, and Nate are real K-pop fans. I think Nate literally only listens to K-pop and probably doesn't know who Cardi B is. he'd hear card and then tune out, which is true.
Yeah.
I don't know who Cardi B is.
She is a rapper who I barely know who she is.
Yeah. But seriously, I love this podcast. They do full album reviews, but my favorite are their miscellaneous K-pop topics, which make them a really unique podcast. They love a lot of lesser known groups as well as the big popular ones, so no group is really left out. It's so nice to hear girl groups get some love too. It can sometimes get a little too monotone. That's our fault. But then Andrew comes in super animated, so I think it's a good balance actually. Overall, I think they deserve a lot more attention in the K-pop podcast world because they're consistent and have a lot of great content.
Thank you very much. And
yeah,
sorry
thanks.
for being monotone. I can't.
Yeah, both
like,
of us.
Literally, like I was talking to my roommate about this. I'd be like, I would never be able to speak Chinese because you have to change
tonal,
the picture your voice and tone. I
Yep.
don't do it at all.
Yep, same.
So like
And
when
yeah,
he tells me like there's a difference between like there's like he say like the syllable ma like 5 different times. Apparently they're all different. And like
Yeah.
when I say them, they're all the same.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's definitely us two that are the monotone, and then Andrew's a lot more animated when he talks.
Yeah.
But sorry about that. We'll try to maybe get better, but it's hard. But yeah, thanks for the review.
Yep.
Once again, it kind of just confirms similar stuff. Like we follow smaller groups that a lot of people don't talk about.
Yeah.
We talk about girl groups, which a lot of people don't talk about because everyone focuses on the guy groups a lot more.
Yeah.
For the most part, I think that's getting better though. But definitely like a few years ago,
it's getting better among like girl group fans are more. So now you see a lot more complaints like everyone's always trashing on girl groups, blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I see that a lot, and I think that's one thing that people I guess appreciate about us, which I'm thankful for, is that you know we're such big like girl group fans because like back in the day like the only huge girl group fan bases were So On and Blackjack, so like SNSD and 21,
which is
and
what we were.
Other than that, everybody always like hated on all the other girl groups.
Yep, and I was like, no, Kara is
Yeah.
the best. Kara is the second best. Okay, so then to finish off this topic, Victoria actually left us a question on YouTube, and like with the reviews, we also want you guys, if you have questions for us, leave them on YouTube or Twitter, and we'll answer them on the podcast. If they're short, we'll answer them in the beginning. If they're like big enough topic, they're big enough question, we'll do a full topic on it.
Yep.
Victoria just asked something we can answer probably pretty quick. How she says, are your bias lists full of vocalists, rappers, dancers, or visuals? / how do you usually pick your biases? So for me, there's a few things that'll really get me. I really like, so this is talking about girl groups for the most part. Guy groups, it's usually just like the funniest or like the best variety show member. So like Heechul
I'd say so.
is my bias.
Heechul is required bias in Super Junior.
Yeah, exactly. But then actually that's not 100% true. So like the first criteria is I like vocalists who have more unique voices. Like usually for girl groups, it's usually like they have a little bit more huskier voice, so like Tiffany or like Mina from Twice has a very unique voice compared to the rest of Twice. I really like that, and like I said, that actually goes over to Shiny as well, because Onyu is my favorite, is my bias, and he definitely has a very unique voice. So then number 2 is eye smiles, cute eye smiles. So Tiffany, that's how like Kangmina from Gugudan. Yeah, like that definitely gets me. That's definitely a way I'll pick a bias. And then after that, it's usually just visuals. So like Doyeon is just basically visuals. Although she's pretty funny with Yoojung. Like her and Yoojung are pretty good on variety. And then variety shows also helps a lot because I watch a lot of variety shows. So if if an idol is
idols don't exist.
Yeah. If an idol is like really active and like funny on variety shows, that'll help a lot for me. So like Hani, on top of being a visual, is very much a variety show idol. So yeah, that's usually how my bias lists are my biases are chosen. So yeah, like for Kara, it's Seungyeon. She's a main vocalist. She has an insanely good cute eye smile. Tiffany, cute eye smile, unique voice. So How about you?
For me, like I think we've talked about this before, like personally, I mean, like
Yeah,
in our
yeah.
chat. Like for me, like if for me it's usually like initially it's like visually, and I can be usually like bias direct, I guess, and to the point where I switch through watching like variety shows and stuff, like through like their personality and whatnot. But or even if I really like their singing voice, I think it's really on a case by case basis. But like my biggest thing is like I love like big full smiles. So like
Yeah.
Tiffany is my bias in SNSD. She's always been.
Yep.
And you know, Taeyeon's up there as well. Like she like, you know, really big full smile. She has a great voice. You know, like Eunji from A-Pink. Like have you like she has a huge
Eunji's smile is
smile.
insanely huge.
Yeah. I think it mostly just comes down to that most of the time. I guess I'm kind of shallow with picking my bias, I mean,
like it seems you lean more towards singers too.
Yeah. I think I definitely do.
Yeah.
I tend to usually pick vocalists. I've noticed definitely over like dancers or anything like that. Like in G-Friend, my bias is probably Yuju, and she's definitely the best vocalist in the group.
Vocalist, yeah. I mean, so you said you felt like weird because you felt like you're shallow, but I mean that's the bias.
Yeah.
Usually picking bias is gonna be shallow.
Yeah. So like another thing, like with Mamamoo, all four members fill my like sweet spots. So like I always have a really hard time choosing a bias. Like tentatively, it's usually Moonbyul, but like this comeback, like Hwasa and Huyen have both like been bias wrecking me a lot.
Huyen's bias wrecking me every time they release something. So I think by the time she gets her album, she'll have just passed Solar. Sorry, Solar.
Rip.
But there's one other thing that I forgot to mention. Also, like Sulgi, if a member is like super multi-talented, to where like they're, because like Sulgi's the best dancer and I would say the second best singer in Red Velvet. Like she's like, you could argue that she's up there for like one of the best singers.
My Red
on
Velvet
top
bias
of being the best dancer.
That reminded me of something. My Red Velvet bias is Wendy. If a girl speaks English, that also helps me a lot for some reason. Like I don't know,
because you could communicate.
Yeah, I think so. I that's got to be it. I always tend to go for like the international, like I guess more like American or Canadian members, I guess. So yeah.
Okay. So we can move on to our real topic.
Yep.
So like we said, there's just gonna be one video. It's just gonna be one topic. It's gonna be fairly short. We've been going for like 15-20 minutes. We'll probably only go minutes. Well, yeah, but some of that was us setting up and stuff, so we go. So it won't be super long, but we would just want to talk about starting from the last few weeks with CLC's To the Sky and April's Angel song. We wanted to talk about old school girl group songs and why they're amazing, since Andrew's not here to argue with us.
To rain on our parade.
Exactly. Because Jacob and I fucking love old cheesy girl group bubblegum pop.
Girl groups, basically.
Exactly. And Andrew hates that type of music, other than like if he listened to like that SNSD or like SES. He doesn't like when newer groups do that and try to imitate it. Yeah. But I love it. I love that nostalgia just driven amazingness. So yeah, obviously we've talked about it a bunch of times. Both of us got in around 2011. With SNSD, Kara. 4 Minute doesn't really fit into this category, but
my favorite groups are dead.
A-Pink's still around, and they've been doing this for 7 or 8 years now. This type of music.
Thank God they beat the 7-year curse.
They did. It's because they got away from Cube. They used to be under a subsidiary of Cube.
A-Cube.
I don't know if people knew about that. Yeah, but they used to be under A-Cube, which was a subsidiary of Cube, and then that company like got rid of the association with Cube and became Plan A. But yeah, we just want to talk about that.
Plan A also has B1A4?
No. Was
it B2B? No, B2B is still with Cube.
Yeah, they had one guy group. It was one of the Cube's smaller guy groups.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah. Oh, it's on the tip of my.
It's one
Victon.
of the...
They have Victon.
Oh, Victon. Okay.
Yeah, the newer one.
I thought they had another one. Maybe I was just thinking it was B2B was on there because A, Pink, B, 2B.
Yeah, no.
That's probably what I was thinking. Yeah.
Yeah, they have Hugok as well, the ballad singer.
Yeah. Well, he always features on everything.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So yeah, we just want to talk about that. We love cheesy girl group bubblegum pop. Yep. Angel Song was like the perfect example of that, like we talked about when we reviewed April.
It reminds me of like G album, like
yeah, exactly.
Album, it's like that kind of stuff. I love
or
that.
like Baby.
Yeah.
Or because to me it was super, and it makes sense because it's DSP. It was super evocative of early Kara, like straight from the beginning, because it had the cheesy like English stuff at the beginning that was like straight out of something Nicole would have said in early Kara songs. And it's just like, it just brings me back to the days of like when I first got into K-pop and all I listened to was SNSD and Kara, and I listened to like just that album, those albums, and I listened to G, and I listened to like Kara's like what is their first album? Not their first album, but after that I cannot think of the names of the albums.
Yeah, I don't
but
know
stuff
Kara's
with like
album names. And I can identify them by singles.
Usually. Yeah. But yeah, that's like all I would listen to on campus. I'd just be like walking to class.
While you were abroad?
Yeah. Or no, like even at tech. Like.
Oh, yeah, okay. So that's basically what I do.
I would listen to this shit on my Zune. That's because I had a Zune, and the Zune was fucking awesome. But yeah, like, just, it's just like, people complain about it because it's not musically interesting, and it's definitely cheesy. But to me, like, I listen to
the appeal almost.
Exactly, like I listen to K-pop because it's fun. Yeah, it's just like fun music, and this is the epitome of fun music. I could just jam out to this music all day long. I don't care if it's cheesy or like just it's something I shouldn't listen to because it's like girly pop music, and I'm a 27-year-old dude that has a professional career, but who cares? Like, it's just fun. Like it just gets your mood up.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, I often find myself, in particular this album, like SNSD first album,
so good.
Like Into the New World, which I guess no one would really dispute that one because it's pretty unique. But like Kissing You, Baby Baby, Girls' Generation, the song, Tinkerbell, let's see.
Yep.
Merry-Go-Round, Honey, all
I just love the names. Just are like, you know exactly what you're getting to.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if it's a song named Tinkerbell or Merry-Go-Round,
or even just being called Girls' Generation.
Or yeah, exactly.
Like, it's just, I don't know. It gives me exactly what I want, I guess. Like, we don't really have any of these groups anymore. Like we were talking about it earlier with the reviews. Like, I don't know where the stereotype that all girl groups are the same even comes from.
I know.
Like, it does not make any sense. If anything,
it's never
I
made
see
sense.
a lot more homogeny with guy groups.
Guy
if
groups.
Anything.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know?
And I don't want to be that person and be like, oh, guy groups are all sound the same, because they definitely don't either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like girl groups definitely branch out into more different genres than guy groups. And even back then, like, sure, you could say back then, because we're talking about like SNSD, Kara, where it was just like bubblegum girly pop, but you saw you had 2NE1, you had 4 Minute doing like hip hop, like dance track stuff.
I mean, even Kara like after a couple years only did like EDM electronic stuff. Yeah
exactly. Yeah, like, and then obviously girl groups always put out ballads. I think back then it was more, there was like two types of girl groups pretty much. There was the bubblegum poppy stuff, and there was the 2NE1 4 Minute more hardcore stuff. Yeah. Nowadays it's all over the place, but K-pop in general is just all over the place nowadays because they just do every genre. You get house music, you get ballads, you get pop, you get rock now with Dreamcatcher, and stuff. But yeah, that's just like, I don't know, that's the same sentiment as like just anything. Like even American music, people always did that. Like, this band, all their music sounds like Nickelback. Sure, like everyone hates on Nickelback, and like, sure, like everyone hates on Nickelback now, but people not remember that they were fucking huge in like the late early 2000s? Like sure, they're not the best music, but like they were huge. Yes. And that's like that, like any type of band that people don't like, even if it's a good band, like I'm sure there's people out there that say all the Beatles music sounds the same, which is a ridiculous statement because their music gets so experimental and weird later on.
Yeah.
But it's just because they don't listen to that music, and they're like, they hear a couple of their like most popular songs, which usually sound similar because that's why they're popular.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I found is that, a lot of people don't actually listen to music. They don't listen.
Yeah.
It's just like
they hear like the bass chords or
just the lyrics or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like that's my biggest gripe with a lot of people who say like they could never listen to K-pop because they don't understand it. I'm like, you can't appreciate the music. You're like, no.
Oh yeah, that's why I was like, it's just, you don't listen to instrumental music because the voice could just be another instrument that could just be a synth playing those those notes and not have real words, and it would be the same song.
Although
because you don't understand the lyrics.
Although I have found though, like recently, like today is the best time it's ever been to be a K-pop fan though. As far as like acceptance and whatnot, like here at college, like I'm completely open about being like super into K-pop. Like
no, I would have never told anyone when I first got into it.
For me,
at
like
college.
I'm kind of vice president of the Korean club, so
you're
public anyways. But
but like you're saying, nowadays it's completely different.
Even in like my computer science lab, like I show people. I've even like I'm friends with this one guy. He's like and he legitimately is like, I don't really know any K-pop. You should make me a playlist, and literally just like he wants like just some good K-pop to listen to. So I'm like,
so you just sent him all of Card's music, and
I need to make a playlist still. I said I'd probably do something that's very diverse, I guess. So I want to like
just like different genres and
hip-hop,
indie stuff,
hip-hop. Yeah, exactly.
Send him like Day6
from like
and
SNSD to Hyukoh, like the big range. So. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's another thing is that so that being said, I guess like today being like, a great time to get into K-pop, like I really wish that newer fans would go back and sort of like appreciate the history, like how we got to here, because like there really isn't that too many years to go back through, I guess. It's only been around for like the last 20 years.
Yeah, like it's not that hard to go back because one, it's not that long ago, and two, they didn't put out music like they do now.
Yeah.
There was like maybe 20 groups you had to check out, and they put out like 1 to 2 releases a year each. Yep. So like it's not that hard to go back and listen to like 20 albums from 2009.
Yeah.
But yeah, people just, and I think we basically become old people saying kids these days.
Yeah.
But
like I'm the same age as like these new fans, but I've been in for way
but you've
longer.
been for so long, exactly.
So I'm like the old man.
And it goes down to like most people aren't into it like we are. Like we talked about in our reviews. Like most people have a group that they like. And they check out that group. Maybe they check out a couple other groups that are similar to it.
Yeah.
Or they check out other groups from that same company because they kind of like just follow that company, like company loyalty or whatever.
SM or whatever.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you like EXO, so you'll probably check out NCT. Or maybe you'll go back to Super Junior. Probably not, but you might check out Super Junior's new stuff. But yeah, like it's even doing that, like if you're a fan of EXO or NCT, like go back and listen to Super Junior. It's different. It's not going to be what you listen to now.
You'll see progression.
But you'll see progression, exactly. It's really cool.
Like there is no EXO without Super Junior. Like EXO is Super Junior 2.
Yeah, and Shiny too, obviously. Well, EXO No, yeah, like the link between Super Junior and EXO is there, but I'm saying go back and listen to SHINee too.
Yeah.
Because SHINee is amazing, even if they're not very similar.
I'd argue that SHINee is the best K-pop boy group there ever was, but
hot
take.
Yeah, I don't even think that's a hot take.
I mean, it's a pretty hot.
You're
take
talking to someone that agrees with
BTS.
BTS, EXO. They're not the most popular, but I think they have the best musical quality.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, it's not a hot take to me because I agree with you, but I'm sure. But yeah, just like even like BTS, like they're very much inspired by Big Bang, and sure, you probably know Big Bang and you've heard some Big Bang songs, but have you gone back and listened to their oldest stuff? Like, have you gone back to listen to like Haru? Like
Haru?
Huh?
Haru.
I said Haru. All
right, whatever.
Anyways,
yeah.
Well, and then I was thinking of like other stuff too. That might have been
really
why
old ones like Dirty Cash. Have you ever heard
because I bought all their music and their first album is actually really bad in my opinion.
Dude, Dirty Cash.
I did not like their first album. The only good song this is gonna be a hot take because I'm gonna piss off some people that are really big Big Bang fans probably. When I listened to their first album, the only song I thought was good that I can remember, at least there might have been a couple others, was GD's solo song. It's like because they each have a solo song, and Tops is easily one of the worst K-pop songs I've ever heard. It's not good.
Baby Big Bang, man.
But yeah, so like. And I love Big Bang, don't get me wrong, but that first album was a little rough to get through. That's one of the arguments people would use probably is like, hey, if you go back to their old stuff, it's not good, but like still like listen to it and appreciate their progression. Like I bought that album not knowing what it was like because I wanted to see where Big Bang came from. Like I wanted to see their first things they ever put out and how they progressed to Made.
Yeah, like for also like I guess I could say the same thing like with 4 Minute. Like their stuff was completely cheesy when they first came out, but like it's like it's so catchy and good that like you can't like it's addictive, I guess. Yeah, and music. That was one of the things that really attracted me to K-pop was like wow, like they really
catchy.
Yeah, like it seems like it's just like generic or whatever, but in all honesty, there's nothing like that in American pop. Like it's just raw. Like doing these techniques in a very like raw way, like it's almost like scientific, and that they know exactly how to do stuff to make it as catchy as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
And that always like attracted me a lot. So I feel like some of that is lost today, but like I think it's still going in a good direction. Like it's going more towards the American market. I think that's the end goal for most of these companies. Like if you look at like Mamamoo's new song, it's very like Latin inspired, and that's what's big here in America right now. And you know, if you played their song, it's still like much more unique than what's on the radio here today.
Yeah, I was gonna say
it
like
would still fly. It would be good, you know, if it were in English, and you know, I feel like that would be a song that would catch on.
Yeah, they're definitely shooting towards the American market, but they're still keeping that unique K-pop magic to it. But yeah, just like go back. Like if you're a brand new fan, I don't know how you're gonna find this podcast, but if you're someone who's new and like one of your friends that's into K-pop recommends this podcast to you or recommends this episode, because maybe you only listen to a few episodes. If you only listen to Twice and Blackpink, like go check out Wonder Girls, go check out 2NE1, check out Miss A. If you only listen to Red Velvet, go check out FX and SNSD. Like, and even go all the way back to SES.
Yeah.
Like SES is the first, like SES and fin.kl like were they were the girl groups.
Yep.
And there was like Jewelry in there, but like Jewelry is weird just because they went through so many iterations for like 20 years.
By the time they disbanded,
and by the time the original exactly. So that's like a different thing. Like Jewelry was huge, but yeah, like SES and fin.kl were Blackpink and Twice of 90s.
Yeah.
And like just go check out that stuff and see if you like it. You might like it, and even if you don't like it, just like listen to it to see the progression just once. Like you don't have to I'm not saying like you should be like me and have all this stuff in your library and listen to it regularly, but just to see where it comes from. Because I think it's underappreciated.
I agree, and I think it's even if you're not like huge into K-pop, like if you're curious, like just go back to the old stuff, like, and just see what you find. You might be surprised. Like it's interesting to see, because you can take like a BTS track from now and compare it with a Big Bang track from way back when, and you'll find a lot of similarities. Like at the same time, you can see like, wow, it's a different era,
exactly.
There's a huge difference between 10 years in like American music standards. So like K-pop hasn't been alive for so long, and so like a year or like 10 years in K-pop is more like, I like to say, more like 30 years in American music, to be honest. So like I remember
it's progressing at such a fast pace.
Yeah, exactly. Like early 2000s K-pop is like early 90s American music. So like they went from being like 10 years behind to being like ahead of the game as far as like style goes, I mean. So yeah, I don't know. I think it's something that's really cool to listen to,
and like you don't have to listen to the whole album or whatever, but just like at least check
around.
Like listen. So like listen to SES's "I'm Your Girl," Boa's number one, SNSD/SNSD's G, and Red Velvet's Red Flavor. Like, listen to those 4 songs in a row and just hear the progression of an SM girl group sound, or like female sound, because Boa's not a girl group, but still, like those are all 10 years apart basically.
Yeah, I mean, Boa to it. Boa kind of counts, I think, in there because she was good. Well, because when she was really famous, well, she still is, but when she was at her height, like that was the era of female and male like soloists. It was less about groups, more soloists at that time.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's logical there. I feel like with our audience we might be just like preaching to the
choir. Yeah, exactly. Like they probably agree with 100%. But exactly. I don't know. If you guys regularly listen to us and we are preaching to the choir, I don't know. Send, if you're trying to get a friend to K-pop, or you have a friend that's like this, send them this episode. This is a short episode. You can even skip the like early viewer appreciation part and just like send them the timestamp of when we start talking about this, and have them listen to this 20-minute conversation or whatever, and like maybe this will get them to look into it more, because this actually goes back to the reviews we read. Like you guys said that straight up, that's what you like about us. We appreciate everything. We appreciate all the groups, even if they're unknown. We appreciate the old stuff that a lot of people don't talk about. So we just wanted to do a little short discussion on that stuff. Anything else?
I don't know. It's just like,
we're just repeating ourselves at this point.
I like what we do. It's it's
I
fun.
do too.
I love this shit. So
it's like we started this to get a little reminiscent. We started this chat in Facebook 2 years ago almost. Just because none of us really had someone to talk about K-pop to this extent. And for Andrew, he wasn't into it this deep. Jacob and I were, we pulled him into the pool and into the deep end. And we pulled a couple other people in, but this is like, we needed someone to talk to about this in depth, and moving into a podcast so other people can get that same type of conversation.
Join in.
Join in. If I hope you guys enjoy listening to us. You clearly, the few of you guys that regularly do, enjoy it. You guys leave reviews. You guys talk to us on Facebook and on YouTube comments. Like, keep doing that. We really appreciate it. If
you mean Twitter?
Twitter? Did I say Facebook?
Yeah.
yeah. YouTube and Twitter.
Yeah, we don't have a Facebook. Just in case that was confusing.
We should have a Facebook page, like a fan page.
Yeah, probably.
So you can have fan pages. And then people can like us or whatever and discuss on that. But keep the conversation going. We just do this because we want to talk about K-pop to our friends, and we hope other people that were like us before we had our Facebook chat that don't have anyone to talk to in depth. They can find our podcast and listen to it, and as a way to do that. And you guys definitely feel free to talk to us. because that's what we're doing this for. So
Yep, we always answer your comments as well. At least we try to. Nate answers
yeah,
most of them, but when I see them, I try to as well.
Yeah, exactly. I'm if you guys haven't figured out, I basically run our social media. So I run our Twitter and our YouTube. So if someone responds to you, it's probably me. We try to put our names at the end of whoever's commenting, just so you know who you're talking to. But it's almost always me. Just because Jacob and Andrew do other things for the channel, so this was my assigned role. Andrew definitely does the most, which is why he needed a break.
Yep.
Because he edits, which we definitely appreciate. That's definitely the most time-consuming thing we do.
That's another thing. I wish I could do more. I'm so swamped.
Yeah, well, you're in college. I'm gonna start helping.
I mean, once I just have a job, I think it's gonna be way more manageable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. Once all three of us,
because I've heard from people here at school, like being in industry is way easier than being here.
School's a nightmare compared to work because you don't have to bring your work home with you unless you're on call, which you shouldn't be.
Well, even the work we do, apparently, just like what you do in a job is way hard or way easier than stuff you do in school.
Yep.
I mean, I guess that's how you learn the hardest.
Yeah,
stuff,
exactly. That's you're going to school to basically school. You're just this is getting off topic. Basically, school is just like is proof that you can accomplish something that you set out to do. Like that's all your degree is. Yeah. Like your degree is proof that you can sit there and accomplish this thing that took you 4 years and you didn't quit and give up.
Yeah.
But yeah, work is way easier than school.
I guess to those of you who listen each week, thank you very much. Leave a review, tell your friends. To those of you who are new, subscribe, comment, leave feedback, definitely. And we hope you stick with us in the future.
Yep. Annyeong.
See you later. Thank you, and goodbye.
Stay throbbingly creamy.
Throbbingly creamy, even though Andrew's not here.
Yeah, well, we gotta say it no matter what.
Yep. So, see you later.
Annyeong.